Hi, this is Tox from Crits Happen. We're in my game room and we're about to check out a brand new game. If you're a fan of steampunk like I am, you've dreamed of flying on dirigibles. You've dreamed of having crazy contraptions filled with Tesla coils and oil shooting lasers at people. Well, if so, this is a game for you. We're going to look at Sky Traders, a brand new game for Fantasy Flight Games that's all about intrigue, financial markets, becoming the master of the Sky Guild, and most importantly, piracy on airships. Okay, so here's the setup for a 3-player game. Now, as you can see, there's quite a lot to set up. If there's any negative or drawback to the game, that's really probably it, is the length of time it takes to set up. There's a ton of components. There are your skyships that each player starts with. There are the game tiles that build out the board. And as you can see, there's a fixed number of tiles, but this is going to change during every game. You start with the first player playing the volcano, and then you alternate borders. You'll notice there's red arrows and brown arrows. Each player will then take the tiles dealt to them and alternate between red and brown. You can't have brown touching brown or red touching red. So every time you build the game board at the beginning of the game, it's going to be different. There's cities where you can buy your class goods. Class 3, for instance, will only sell you the class 3 goods, but you can sell any other class goods you have in those cities. There's a dual city, which will allow you to roll 2 dice, and the results of the rolls are the classes you can buy, and you can sell everything else. Which, yes, means you can stay on the dual city, roll 2 dice, buy those goods. On the next turn, stay on the city, roll 2 dice, get a different result, and sell the 2 goods you just got before. There's also the Wind Pirates Cove, which is where you buy grog, which is illegal black market trading goods and basically a nice little drink to take. There are ill wind cards, which will be drawn at the beginning of each player's turn and affect them. There's gold. There's barrels of commodities. And then there's the commodities exchange at the very top, along with the guild influence track. Now, how do you win the game? Well, the goal of the game is to become the new master of the Sky Guild. So what you want to do is buy influence along the guild influence track. Blue spaces cost 5 gold. Yellow spaces cost 10 gold. And orange spaces cost 15 gold. So throughout the game, you're going to be buying and selling commodities to get more money, to buy more influence. You win by being the player to reach 50 and have no sludge on your ship. Now, what is sludge? Well, that's another commodity. When you look at the commodities exchange, the top 6 colors are all legal goods. Class 1 minerals, Class 2 food, Class 3 textiles, Class 4 wine, Class 5 spices, and Class 6 jewels going from top to bottom. Then there's sludge, which is a byproduct of phlogiston, which is what moves your ship around. And then there's the black market, which is grog. You'll notice the black market can make a ton of money. It goes all the way up to 50. But that is risky, because if you carry grog and you get the wrong card to come up from the ill wind cards, it will, or they will, attack you. Inside that ill wind deck are wind pirates, are sky patrol, are events that will affect you depending on what you have on your ship, the type of goods you have, if they're legal or illegal goods, or the type of crew members you have, which you'll also notice are along here with the cards. When you're in a city, you can hire and fire crew. You basically spend the gold cost in the lower right-hand corner to buy them, and if you fire them, you get half that gold cost back. There's first mates, there's able skymen, there's quartermasters, there's boatswains, there's gunners, and they will all help you with different things, whether it's from combat roles or whether it's what you have inside of your holds. You can upgrade your holds. Each hold, and you'll notice on the boats there are 6, each hold will hold 2 barrels. You can upgrade them for 20 gold to hold 4 barrels. You do have to hold the same type of goods in each hold. So if I put level 6 jewels in my number 3 hold, I could only put another barrel of level 6 jewels in that 3 hold. The other thing is sludge. So the way you move around is using phlogiston, and it's usually a 1-to-1 ratio, but the further out you go, the more it's going to cost you. It exponentially increases. But as part of the backstory, and part of the game has just a tremendous backstory. As part of the backstory, sludge is a byproduct of phlogiston. And the cities want to get rid of their sludge. So for free, you could pick up sludge. You don't have to pay to pick up sludge. the cities will pay you whatever the commodities exchange is for sludge to take it away. So at its highest, at 5 gold per barrel, you could pick up 2 barrels and get 10 gold just picking up and taking it out of the city. Now, you can dump that anywhere. So if you need to have more room in one of your cargo holds, you can dump the sludge anywhere. If you dump it in a city, though, you're going to be considered a pirate, and it's an illegal act, and you're going to get a wanted marker. If you go to the volcano and you dump it in the volcano, you roll a die and you get the number of barrels times the die in gold. So if you have 10 barrels and you roll a 6, you get 60 gold. Sludge can be a very good way to make money, and as you notice with the amount of resources for each kind of good, there is a lot of sludge with this brown here. But it's not always going to work out for you because you're not always going to roll high. So there is a lot of gambling going on around what the best commodity is to take. The other nice thing is the commodity exchange will fluctuate, and you get to influence that. You'll notice on each side there are dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After everyone has had a chance to take their turn, there is a Sky Council where you take some time, roll dice, make a bidding war between people to try and get dice from other people so you can control specific commodities. And whatever the result of the dice, you get to put them on either the negative or the positive side of the tracker. And after everyone has had a chance to put their dice out, it will move up and it will move down. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's the easiest way to show. Let's say I rolled a 6, 6, and a 1, and I put 2 6s on the positive side and a 1 on the positive side. And let's say my opponent rolled a 3 and put his on the positive side of 3, but he also rolled a 6 and a 1 and put them on the negative sides. Well, what that means is, if this is the results, the level 1 is even. There's 1 negative and there's 1 positive, so it doesn't move up and it doesn't move down. The level 3 is actually positive because there is 1 extra die on the positive side, so it would move up. The level 4 and 5 would stay the same, and then the level 6 would actually move up by 1 because of the difference between 2 dice on the positive side and 1 dice on the negative side. The other interesting thing is the sludge would move based off of, are there more positive or more negative dice? In this case, there's more positive, it will move up to the right 1. And the black market moves in the difference between the negative and positive. So there are 2 negative and 4 positive, so it would move 2 to the right. That's a really basic way to show it to you, but the more players you have and the more dice you have out, the more the goods are going to fluctuate. And it does go in order of turn, meaning the first player will put their dice down first and then go clockwise. So there is quite a bit of bartering and trading going on at that point to make sure that you can control the commodities the way that you want to control them. And then after that's done, you spend gold to move up the influence tracker. And again, the goal being the person to reach 50 and have no sludge on their ship. So that's Sky Traders in as short of a nutshell as we can give it to you in. There's quite a bit to this game, and we didn't even get into a lot of the detailed rules. The interesting thing to note, the first 5 or 6 pages of the rulebook goes through an entire history of the universe. It talks about how they discovered the gas to lift the airships, how they discovered the phlogiston to move them forward, how they discovered the grog that becomes the illegal black market, and all the political intrigue involved in the backstory. Lots of fun, and they've done a lot of work to make sure that every angle is covered, so it's very exciting. So what do we like? There's a lot of things that we like. I personally like the interaction. Throughout the game, whether you're playing a 2-player or 5-player game, there's a lot of interaction on each player's turn to influence both what each player wants to do, but plan your moves ahead in terms of the commodities market and how you're going to make sure that the stuff you just bought low is going to be able to be sold high. There's a lot of interaction in combat, both with the Illwind deck and with the other players. So games like that really bring everyone at the table together and don't make you feel like you're just waiting for someone else to play their turn really hits home with me and makes it a lot of fun. The game is absolutely beautiful. The artwork is tremendous, whether it's the tiles, whether it's the cards, whether it's even just the ships and how they're laid out on your player mats. Lots of good components inside of the game. We're going to go ahead and give this one a crit. It definitely deserves it. Whether you like steampunk or whether you just like sociable games, this is a great game. Now, I will warn you, it does take about 45 minutes to an hour to play, and it does involve about 15 to 20 minutes of setup. So if it's something that you're looking to play really quickly, this is not the game for you. This is something you're going to sit down and over the course of 3 hours play 2, maybe 3 games. but it is something you'll walk away from having a lot of fun, interacting with the players at the table, and just enjoying the overall genre. Me personally, I hope with the detailed backstory there's going to be more involved with Sky Traders, either spin-off games around the universe with the characters involved, or even more expansions for the game itself. We hope you like it, and let us know what you think. Feel free to comment here on the YouTube channel. Check us out at Facebook at facebook.com/critshappen, or tell us what you think on Twitter, twitter.com/critshappen. Any which way you cut it, it's a fun game, and we hope you enjoy it too. Keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits. Take care.